Gameboard and result codes. Now when we're discussing the Gameboard, typically I'm discussing for head-to-head play. I've made a new Gameboard in Excel. It's colored green. It's a little bit different than the one that came with the game, mostly in the linebacker zones here, linebacker rectangles. There's no dotted lines trying to separate these rectangles into half or thirds, half again over here. And that's because of what I noticed out of the PC version 4.6, that it didn't really separate these into 1/3 each zone behind the blitzing squares, or this one in half behind the blitzing squares, and likewise this one in half behind the blitzing zone. So there wasn't really a need to have a strict alignment of a token or a player, defender, the defender delineated right behind a square. As long as he was in the whole rectangle, anywhere in the rectangle, he was there. Many of you will play solo, and so whether you use the solo charts that came with the game originally, or maybe one of my Excel versions, when we're talking about the defensive zone or the defensive play cards, like this is one of my solo play cards, we're still talking about essentially the same 14 total zones that a defense can be positioned in. There's 7 squares of blitzers or down linemen. There's 3 rectangles for the flat or linebacker areas. There's 3 medium pass ovals, and there's 1 deep pass oval. And even the offensive cards, as we've talked about in other videos, essentially have that same setup. 7 blitzing squares, 3 flat, short pass rectangles, linebacker rectangles that are not cut in half or cut in thirds, 3 medium pass ovals, and 1 deep pass oval. And the most typical setup for a 4-3 defense is token 1, the left defensive end, in one of these squares, token 2, the left defensive tackle in this blitz square, token 3, the right defensive tackle, token 4, the right defensive end, 5 is the left linebacker, 6 the middle linebacker, 7 the right linebacker, 8 the left cornerback, 10 the strong safety, 9 the right cornerback, and 11 the free safety. This is typically how you would set up initially, but as a defensive coach, these tokens can move anywhere. The only caveat is that these squares can only ever have 1 token max in them. And these rectangles or these ovals can have 2 tokens in them maximum. So as you can see on this defense E in the 4-3 defensive formation, cover 2 as I called it, there's 2 potential tokens, the 11 free safety, the 10 strong safety. Over here you can see that there's 2 in the pass prevent D, defensive play D. There's the left cornerback token 8 and the left linebacker token 5. So anyways, max of 2 defenders in any of the ovals or the rectangles. Max of 1 defender in the down lineman blitzing squares.